Over the course of doing these videos, one thing I always talk about a lot is momentum. I feel like once you started something and once you're doing well and you're in that zone, you should just keep going no matter what, right? Because once you lose that momentum, once you veer off that path, it's going to be very difficult to get back into that golden spell, right? The reason I bring this up is that there's so many times in life, I've noticed this happens to me, right? Where I'll be in the absolute zone for maybe weeks at a time. And there might be times where people will hit you up outside and they might ask you to do a favor for them. They might ask you to appear somewhere. Oh, I need you to come to this event. I need you to show face. But then let's say I say no, and I don't actively have a good reason. It's just like, yo, listen, I'm just super busy. I got momentum right now. I can't get distracted. People around you will get offended, right? But I'm here to tell you that when someone is in the zone, you have to just leave them alone. And it kind of reminds me where, like, I listen to a lot of music, right? And you'll get these people that will talk about, yo, listen, I'm in album mode right now. I can't do this feature. And the person that stands out to me is Eminem, right? I've heard him say so many times, like, yo, when he's in album mode, when it comes to him doing features and doing things for other people, he just can't. And once he's in the zone, he needs to just focus on what he's doing. I know Kendrick Lamar said the same thing as well. When he was, I think he won some Grammy Awards. He didn't even go to the awards because he was locked into Do To Pimp a Butterfly, right? But in terms of an example, right, I remember Jay-Z, 2001, he released the Blueprint album, right? And around that time, everyone was saying that Jay-Z needs to do a song with Eminem, right? So they end up doing a song. Sorry, it's mad uncomfortable where I'm sitting, right? So they end up doing a song, Renegade, right? Jay-Z, Eminem, classic song. Now, the crazy thing about that song is that everyone says that Eminem washed Jay-Z on that song, but people don't realize that Eminem actually recorded the vocals for that song 2 years prior. So he recorded them in 1999. That song originally was with Royce da 5'9", right? They did that in 1999. So what happened is that Eminem was in album mode at the time. Jay-Z asked him for the feature. Jay-Z had actually asked him a few times to do a song with him, and he was just like, yo, I don't want to keep saying no to Jay-Z. I'm gonna have to stand up, man. This is crazy painful. He was saying that, yo, I don't want to keep having to say no to Jay-Z, so I'm going to just send him this Renegade song that I've done. Maybe he can add a verse to it or whatever. So Eminem sends him the song. He deletes Royce's vocals. Jay ends up doing his 2 verses. Eminem's verses are still way better than Jay's, right? But it made me think like, raw. I'm sure Em's a big fan of Jay-Z. And he actively knew he was in album mode, so he couldn't distract his momentum. So he ended up giving him a new song. And I know at the moment now, I think Nicki Minaj is beefing with SZA. I think one of the reasons they're beefing is that I think Nicki asked SZA for a feature maybe a few years ago. SZA's manager hit up Nicki saying that, yo, listen, SZA's in album mode. I'm not really sure she'll be able to do it. And Nicki got offended by it. But at the end of the day, when someone's got momentum, when they're in the flow, man, you can't distract them. It's kind of like if you're a football player, you've had 10 games in a row, you scored maybe 8 goals, you're on fire. Let's say there's a cup game, the manager might want to rest you, but it's like, nah, listen, I've got momentum. I need to play every minute. If the manager decides to disrupt that, take them out the firing line, that's going to ruin their momentum, man. So when you got momentum, don't disturb them and don't get offended if someone can't come to events because they're in the flow, man. When they're in the flow, you gotta just leave them be.